let it go. You got to let it go. I'm ready to let go, go. I'm ready to let go. You ready to let go, go. I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to let go, go. I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to let go. You got to let it go.
My favorite way of seeing a city is by walking. It's a great way to get to know the people, the architecture, and just the general feeling and vibe of the place quickly. So the first morning I was there, we hiked up to the Prague castle. There was a cute little market in front of it and an amazing view over the city and Petrin Hill, not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, up which we walked next. I didn't take any video here, but I did take some photos. That's me doing yoga on some tree that I found. I wanted to try some standing poses and back bends on it too, but my boyfriend thought I'd fall and hurt myself, so I didn't. And that is the castle through the trees. Then we saw this mini Eiffel Tower looking thing. If you climb 299 stairs, you can have an incredible view over Prague from the top, which we did not do. Instead, we took a cable car back into town. This is probably the most mundane thing ever for Czech people, but I thought these machines were adorable. Make fun of me, I'm a tourist, no apologies. And on the way down, there was also a beautiful view of the castle and the city. There is such an old world charm to this city. I also thought these trams were incredibly cute. I know I sound like a New Yorker. The only thing is that the doors close super quickly. When we were leaving to catch our train back to Berlin, I actually got shut out of one and had to Uber to the station, so make sure you're careful about that. Then I saw this dog and I had to go say hello because I love dogs. Look how happy I look. You guys know I'm fairly obsessed with food, so I was thrilled to discover that there was actually an amazing vegan restaurant right on our street. It's called Vegans Prague, and almost even better than the food is the view. Look at how beautiful that is. If the weather is nice, make sure to request a table on the rooftop terrace. You'll have to climb a few flights of stairs to get to it, but it's worth it. Look, even the Starbucks is prettier in Prague. We started with avocado on gluten-free raw crackers, beetroot carpaccio with pumpkin oil, pine nuts, and vegan cheese, and a bruschetta. Full disclosure, I've never been a huge fan of arugula, and there was tons of it in this meal, but it was so deliciously prepared that I loved it. Then came the dish for which I came to this restaurant, the gluten-free vegan burger. To be honest, I was actually so full from the starters that I could have gone without this, especially because this thing was incredibly rich. My boyfriend got the gluten-free vegan zucchini lasagna, which was also really delicious. I'm not a big dessert or sugar person, but if you tell me there are organic, raw, vegan, gluten-free cakes available, I'm gonna eat one. This is a blueberry carrot cake, and the next day we actually came back and had a chocolate cherry cake. We didn't film that day, but I can recommend the Thai curry and the salad we had. Both days, these meals were so filling that we actually skipped dinner and didn't even eat for the rest of the day. In the evening, I did some yoga. Even though we walked all day, I always like to do some resistance work and stretching to release tension in my muscles before going to bed. It also relaxes me and helps me sleep better. Actually, I wanted to show you guys, so when I travel, I use this, it's actually a foldable yoga mat. A lot of people have asked me how I bring a yoga mat along when I travel, and this thing is really great because you just fold it up and you can fit it in carry-on suitcase or even like a tote bag. And it's really great. It's a really nice material. It has great traction and it's thick enough that you won't hurt your knees even if you're doing poses with your knees on the ground. And it's from this brand called Manduka. I really recommend it. Okay, so I just realized I'm such a health nutrition nerd. When I travel, I bring supplements, more supplements, and lipospheric vitamin C packets. So this is lipospheric vitamin C, which is the best way to get your vitamins. Okay, he made a good point. The best way is to get it from plants and natural sources, of course, but the next best way is through lipospheric vitamin packets. This does not focus. I also brought like 4 books with me because I'm such a nerd, but I'm really excited because this is the first time I'm in Prague, and a lot of people always ask me about my tattoo. My tattoo is the cover of The Unbearable Lightness of Being, which takes place in Prague. And the owl it's connected to is an owl sketch by Picasso. So it's actually really special for me to be here and see the city because this book meant a lot to me when I was younger and I still really love it. Just kidding, I actually came with 5 books and a lot of protein bars. I have more in my suitcase. So another thing I travel with is protein powder. It's vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, has all the essential amino acids. It's just good to have this, especially when I'm traveling, to make sure that I'm getting everything I need in my diet. And of course I have my blender bottle because you can't make protein shakes without this thing. Day 2. We had our train in the afternoon back to Berlin, so we decided to spend the morning walking across the Charles Bridge into the old part of town. How beautiful is this ceiling? It's in the clock tower, which unfortunately wasn't open due to renovation. This is the Old Town Square. It's the oldest square in the historic center, and some of these buildings date back to the 10th century. There was a lot of Gothic architecture around, and this huge polar bear for no reason. Water break. I drink so much water, probably 3 to 4 liters a day. Didn't go there either, but I did see this guy with a snake and I really wanted to pet him, but my boyfriend thought it was a bad idea, so it didn't happen. A few things I noticed seemed to be popular here were this traditional ice cream thing. I think it's ice cream in a sugary dough. It probably tastes like a donut. Don't know, didn't try it. And candy. There are candy stores everywhere. Also jewels. There were multiple jewelry shops on virtually every street in Prague. Okay, before leaving, I had to do one last thing, which was some bibliophilic pilgrimage. There are basically 2 things I always try to do when I visit a new city. The first is check out a healthy restaurant, and the second is check out a local bookshop. The quality of both tell a lot about a city and its people. I have a thing for local independent bookshops. I used to work at Shakespeare & Company while I was a student in Paris, so I wanted to check out this bookshop, Shakespeare & Sons. And look! They had my favorite book in the window.